Welcome back. So today we're going to visit a place that was never meant to be home. A place so extreme that no one is born here and no one dies here either. Today we are visiting Svalbard, Norway, a frozen land. This area was discovered by Dutch explorer Willem Barents in around 1596. The archipelago had sat entirely untouched for centuries. No indigenous population had ever settled there because the climate was simply too hostile and the land just too unforgiving. You can't grow anything there. Instead, Svalbard became a seasonal outpost for whalers, hunters, and trappers, drawn north by profit, not permanent settlement. By the early 20th century, coal had changed all of that. So we'll start out in the 1600s, which was a whaling free-for-all. Dutch, English, Danish, Norwegians, even the French were all settling temporary camps, but no nation was claiming it. In the 1700s, the Russians would come. They would hunt walrus, fox, and bear, but still nobody's claiming the land. By the 1800s, scientific expeditions arrive and mining potential is discovered. Still unclaimed. But coal would bring change. By the late 1800s, Norwegian, Swedish, American, British, and Russian companies had all come in and built small settlements. Some of the towns to appear were Longyear City by the American companies, Barentsburg, which was originally Swedish but ended up under Russian control, as well as another Swedish city that ended up under Russian control called Pyramiden. Like I said, both of those would transfer to the Soviet Union down the road. Each company governed its own land, no police, no courts, no borders. Svalbard became a corporate frontier. So in the 1920s, after World War I was over, control had to be settled. This led to the Svalbard Treaty. This treaty granted sovereignty to Norway, allowing equal economic access to all 40-plus signatory nations. The treaty also declared Svalbard demilitarized and prohibits permanent military bases. This creates one of the strangest agreements wherein Norway governs, but everybody's allowed in. In the 1920s, Russia also obtained by purchases the cities of Barentsburg, Pyramiden, and Grumont. Of these, Pyramiden would not just be a mining town. So the city was founded in 1910 by Sweden and then sold in 1927 to Soviet Russia, who saw something very different in it. Not a coal mine, but a statement. So the Soviets turned Pyramiden into a model communist city. Not a labor camp, not just a frontier outpost, but an idealized community designed to prove that communism could thrive anywhere, even 800 miles from the North Pole. The residents were paid well, food was subsidized, housing was warm. Coal production barely broke even, but to the Soviets that didn't matter. This was about the experiment. The Pyramiden had a fully modern hospital, school, cultural palace with a theater and cinema, a library, heated indoor swimming pool, and they also had the northernmost Lenin statue in the world. Life here was meant to feel better than life in the USSR itself, but isolation takes a toll. Now, in the late 1990s, mining accidents, falling coal prices, and the collapse of the Soviet Union made the experiment unsustainable. So in 1998, Russia pulled out. Residents left within months. Furniture remained, posters still sit on the walls, food still sitting in the kitchen frozen in time. Today, Pyramiden is one of the best preserved ghost towns on the planet. Now, let's check out the strange town of Longyearbyen. A city that doesn't just discourage you from dying there, you are legally prevented from it. If a resident becomes terminally ill, they're required to leave Svalbard to continue care on the mainland. Giving birth has a similar rule. Several weeks before the due date, they ship you out to the mainland. And both rules are in part due to a lack of extended or neonatal care. The hospitals just aren't equipped for it. The second reason that you can't die here is because of what happens after death. Bodies do not decompose in the permafrost. But for decades, the dead remained preserved beneath the ground. When scientists exhumed some of the early graves, they had found tissues intact, clothing untouched, and in some cases even traces of the diseases they had. So to prevent biological risk and the public health threats in general, authorities ended the burials entirely. So in Longyearbyen, deaths and births are managed well before they happen. If your time is near, you gotta go. It's one of the only places you can live freely, but you're not allowed to die here. During World War II, Svalbard became strategically valuable. Allied forces evacuated their civilians, and German forces would come in and destroy settlements. They established temporary weather stations because the weather data was extremely critical for the naval warfare going on in the Atlantic. Now, post-World War II, Svalbard went back to the control of Norway, still under the Svalbard Treaty. To this day, Russia maintains Barentsburg, having pretty much abandoned Grumont and Pyramiden. By the late 20th century, scientists realized something rather alarming. That crop diversity is disappearing at a dangerous rate. Thank you, Monsanto. The wars, monoculture farming, climate change, and political collapse have already destroyed a number of regional seed banks. So the solution isn't replacement, it's backup. In 2008, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault opened, funded by the Norwegian government, the Global Crop Diversity Trust, and various international agricultural organizations. It was built deep inside a mountain to withstand earthquakes, nuclear fallout, rising sea levels, and power failures. So the vault stores duplicate seeds. Each country retains ownership of its own seeds, and Svalbard just holds them in trust. In 2015, the system proved very valuable during the Syrian civil war. A seed bank in Aleppo was wiped out. Scientists retrieved seeds from Svalbard and successfully restarted their own program. So that's good. This place is a quiet acknowledgement that civilizations fail, and food needs to outlive politics. Something we would all do well to remember. One of the biggest dangers of Svalbard it's not the weather. Surprisingly, it's polar bears. Polar bears don't see us as a threat. They see us as playthings and as prey. Svalbard is one of the few places on Earth where polar bears actively share territory with permanent human settlements. There are more bears than people, and they roam freely across the island year-round. And they can smell prey over a mile away, so they know where you are. They're also considerably faster than a human, and they're powerful enough to break through doors, windows, or bones. Every year, they wander near towns drawn by their hunger and curiosity. Now, outside the limits of settlements, residents are expected to carry bear deterrents, mace, signal flares, and firearm as a last resort, because killing a polar bear is only legal in immediate self-defense, and every instance is investigated. There's no fences to separate nature from people. The boundary is trust and vigilance. But we do have a few strange claims about this already unusual place. Some people say that it stores more than seeds, that it stores DNA, embryos, or possibly the genetic archive of the elites, and that it may be a reset button for civilization. Now, there's also sightings of unusual lights, unexplained aerial anomalies. Some say aliens, some claim it's weapons testing. The theories about Svalbard also include claims of Nazi tunnels and escape routes. And on the furthest fringe theory is that Svalbard is home to an entrance to the Hollow Earth. If you want me to cover some of the stuff on Hollow Earth, let me know down in the comments. Now, are any of these conspiracies true, or are they just fun stories? Well, first, the Global Seed Vault is open to governments and researchers, as well as the fact that all contents are cataloged and publicly documented. There's no evidence, not even anecdotal, to back up storage of any human or other genetic material. Most, but not all, of the UFO encounters have proven to be satellites and aircraft, as well as aurora-related visual distortions. Myths of the Nazi bases are false. Nothing more than temporary weather stations have ever been confirmed in Svalbard. And nothing in the way of tunnels have ever been discovered in the area. It would be a difficult dig through the permafrost. Now, last would be the claims of a way into Hollow Earth. And from Svalbard, that seems only due to its proximity to the North Pole, not because of any events that have ever occurred there. Svalbard doesn't need myths or conspiracies to be unsettling. This place is a place where no one is born, nothing is buried, and polar bears patrol the borders. Humanity quietly plans for the end of the world, and this place, it's already strange enough.